Hello student, last class I just started how can you create the data frame in Python. Okay, so data frame this I have already discussed. If you want to create a data set or data structure which can be possible using the data, this data set, this is the another format of the data structure which can be possible using Python. Okay, so suppose in the right hand side you can see there are the three columns name, age, and city. This kind of the columns and these rows are the values are there for different city, different values are there. This you need to create using the data frame. Okay, so how can you create this thing with the data frame? This we will discuss now. Okay, and to this lecture, I will discuss how can you create the data set using the data frame, and how can you retrieve the data from the data frame, and how can you retrieve the particular data from the data frame. What are the possible manipulation we can do in the data frame? This we will discuss today. Okay, so two different way you can create. So suppose you first to create the dictionary, and from dictionary to data frame, and then and another way you can create the list, and list to list of list you can create, and then you can create the data frame. Okay, suppose if you want to create dictionary, for case of the dictionary, suppose this is the name is the key, and these are the values. So values are in the form of the list again. Okay, so age is the key, and the 25, 30, 35, these are the values. City is the key, and New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, these are the values. Okay, so you know first you have to write the key and colon the values. Like this, so you can create the dictionary. So here we are creating the multiple and the values will be under again in the form of the list. Okay, so third bracket name colon, and the first bracket we are creating a list. Inside list you have the John, Alice, and Bob. Okay, and comma again one more key. Age is the key colon 25, 30, 30. So in case of when we are using the dictionary format for making the data frame, so for this case each column name I'm considering as a key, and the column values I'm considering as a key values. With the help of this one, we are creating the data frame. So we have created one dictionary. So this is one dictionary, data is one dictionary. Now I'm converting my dictionary to the data frame. So this you can store in a one variable. So df is the one variable is equal to the import pandas and pd. This you have to declare first. Then pd dot the data frame, this format is there inside the panda. So the dictionary that will be transferred into the data frame format. Okay, so the df is equal to pd dot data frame within bracket data. So in this way you can create the data frame from the dictionary. And the same data frame you want to create, like this is same data frame you want to create, but not in the form of the dictionary, it will be in the form of the list of list. So how it will declare now? Now suppose first we are declaring each row. Here column wise we have done. Now we are declaring, so John 25 New York, there is a one list 1 L1, and the Alice Los Angeles, Alice 30 Los Angeles list 2, Bob 35 and Chicago is the list 3. So again we are writing the main list is a L1 comma L2 comma L3. Okay, like this way you are creating. So this we are storing as a one data, or df, we are storing this thing as a one data L1 comma L2 comma L3. So again the column name you are giving as a one list. So this L1 is stored this row is stored in a one list, this row stored in a one list, this row stored in a one list. Okay, so and these three stored in another list, that is this is called as a list of list, right? So and the columns we are storing in a the column, this all the columns we are storing in another list. That list I am giving as a columns variable. Okay, now I'm passing the this data and the column through the data frame. So the data frame df is equal to pd dot data frame data comma column. This is the one argument is already there inside the data frame. The columns is equal to your column which is there in the list format. Okay, so here we are declaring, we are creating row wise, and here we are creating column wise. Okay, column wise we are creating. This is the dictionary format, from dictionary to data frame. Row wise we are doing everything. This is for list to data frame. Okay, so both way you can do. I used to prefer for this. This is the easy for doing that thing. So data frame. So if you have the data set and now you bring the data set into the data frame format, that is the different thing that I'll show in the upcoming lecture. Here it is a simple data set you are creating in the form of the data frame. So how can you create this? Is the format. Now, already you have seen that there are the three columns: the name, age, and the city. Okay. Now, if you want to retrieve particular column all the values. Okay, so how can we do? So you can just write within df the data frame we have created before that, so everything is same. Now you want to retrieve the data from the name column. Okay, so df within third bracket the name, the this is the string, name is a string, that's why within colon you have to write the within inverted comma, or you have to write the name. If you write print df within third bracket name, then all the values under the column will be retrieved, come into the frame. Okay, so this is called a column wise we are accessing. This format is column wise we are accessing. Then a particular row or particular index, particular value you want to retrieve. Suppose if you write accessing the row by label. Suppose if you write the df dot loc within 0. So in the 0 index, this is the 0 index, 1 index, and 2 index. Okay, so the if you write the df within dot loc 0, so that means we are retrieving by label wise. Okay, so 0 is a one label or index format. So in zip corresponding to 0 index, all the data will come: John, age 25, and New York. And I elusive is a particular position, you are declaring particular position. Okay. So the by integer. So by identifying the integer, you are retrieving some row. Okay. So again, if I lose 0, if you write the same result, you will get. Okay, if I lose, you get same result. So here in the loss, you can LOC, you can write the some other value also, but here only you have to write the integer. Okay, so here you can also write the string or index, but by label. Label was you have to write. LOC, some label you have to give. But here only you have to write the integer or index position you have to write in the ILOC. Okay, uh, so this is so index. So that means you are identifying one index, and for corresponding to index you are suppose you are, so here if you write the df within bracket name, so all the under the name column all the values will come out. Okay, but under the name column you want to retrieve only particular index John. Okay, so that's why you have to write the df dot at 0 comma name. That means under the name column, whatever values are there, you would want to retrieve the 0 index value. Okay, so 0 comma within third bracket name. So you are retrieving the data with respect to index and with respect to column name. Both are there. So this only one value will come out. Okay. So only John will come out. The answer will be only John. So if you want to create one new column, suppose you have created the data set earlier, the name, age, and city columns are available. Now you want to create a new column. Okay. So DF salary 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. So then the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, the salary column will be added where the values will be 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. The same DF name you can declare. Within DF name you can add the new column name, the salary, and you can put all the values like this way. So in this way you can add the new column name. Now you want to put some condition. You want to retrieve data based on some conditions. Okay. Suppose here you can want to store the salary, if salary is greater than 6,000, those salary you want to store in one more variable. Okay, so the variable declare as a high underscore salary underscore employee is equal to the df within bracket df the salary, that means the salary column I am putting condition on the salary column. So this column I am writing the df within bracket the salary. This you can you can write like this way. Instead of getting ampersand grad comma, you can also write only the greater than and 6000. So you can replace this ampersand gt comma as a greater than and 6000. And if we write print, then above the 6000 only one column is. So 5000, 6000, 7000, three values are there under under the salary. So if you're putting the condition, you want to retrieve the salary, if the salary is greater than 6000, only the 7000 will come out. So if you write the print high salary employee, then this this row will be retrieved. Okay, this row will be retrieved. Okay, now if want to sort the values based on the salary values. Okay, there are the multiple columns in a data frame, but you want to sort not based on suppose you can sort based on salary, also you can sort based on the age. Okay, so if you write ascending is equal to false, means that the descending order it will be sorted out in the descending order. Okay, and so I want to create a new data frame where sorting value will be there. The sorted underscore df is equal to df dot sort values. So there is one function that is called sort values. Okay, so I have to apply the sort values function on the df, and we have to pass the argument. So according to which column you are sorting the data frame. Okay, so based on the age column. So the based on the age column I am sorting. So by is equal to age. So if you not write this one, if you not write this one, then it will be sorted in the ascending order. If you write ascending is equal to false, then it will be the data frame will be sorted based on the descending order. So 35, 25, 20 like this, so it will be sorted out. Okay, I think it is clear, and there are three conditions. How can you create the new column? How can you retrieve the data based on condition? How can you sort the column or data frame based on a particular column? Okay, so these are the three conditions. Now, suppose you want to handle the NN, what is NN, and how can you deal with the missing values, right? So, if you have some values like there is one column, suppose there is one column already, suppose X column is the row is there. So, suppose here NAN, age is not mentioned. By somehow the age is not mentioned, and some the city and some salaries are also mentioned. There is one column. So you can delete the column. You can do anything, any other operation with the NaN row or column. But if one don't want to do any other operation, you can drop the particular row and the column. Okay, so if want to, so how can you write this? So df dot drop na. So wherever I can see the nan, so this column will be or row will be deleted. Okay, so drop na, that means this corresponding row will be deleted. If you want to delete the column, then you have to write the axis is equal to column like this. So you have to write corresponding to column you want to delete, you have to write like this way. So the df dot drop na, then if you print df, so there will be a new data frame where the nan value will not be there. Okay, fill na means wherever I can see nan, those nan will be filled with the specific value like 0. So that for that you have to write df dot fill na 0. You can fill with the various format. I will show in the second unit what the thing we can do. The df dot fill na 0, the print na. So here NaN value is not there. That's the data frame, previous data frame and the new data frame are same only. Now, how can you do the grouping? There is a grouping or aggregation. So, if suppose here it is like that. Suppose the under New York City, suppose John and the multiple ages are there, and under ages angle and the salary also multiple ages are there, multiple value. Multiple things are there and multiple ages are there. Chicago also multiple ages are there. Okay, multiple age values are there for each city corresponding to each city. Here only one age values are there. Suppose you have the multiple age value, the city wise you can do the mean of the age. So particular city lots of age values are there. So what is the mean age of the particular city? This you can do. Okay, so how can you do new data frame I'm creating? Then you have given the data frame name like this way, df.group by. So based on the which column I'm doing the some operation on the particular column. Okay, so df.group by city wise I want to do the mean of age. Okay, so group by within bracket the city you have to write, and the third bracket you have to measure which you want to do the mean operation for which column. So the third bracket you have to write age dot mean. So the group wise you are doing this column name you are passing through the group by. This is a function. Okay, that's why the first bracket is there. Inside the first bracket I have to write the city, and I am doing the operation on the particular column. That's why third bracket h dot mean you have to write. Then means city wise the Chicago first, all the if there is only one value, that's the mean is the same as only one value 35. Los Angeles the mean value is 30. New York is mean value is 25. So it will be when this will be applicable if you have the particular city, the various days temperatures are there, humidities are there. So the based on the city you can calculate the mean temperature of the particular city. You can calculate the mean humidity of the particular city. Then you have to write the df dot group by, suppose the city, and then the column name will temperature dot mean or humidity dot mean. Like this way you can do the aggregation of grouping. This is called the grouping. So that's why you have to use the group by function. So I think these all are the functions or all other things are clear for you. In the next lecture, I will proceed with this thing only. Various more, or lots of functions in the under the grouping and the aggregations, and some other functions also I will discuss in the coming lecture. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.